ReptiChip sets new standards for reptile substrates. Made from the highest quality coconut available anywhere in the world, our products allow enthusiasts to provide their reptiles with the necessary humidity and thermoregulation required to allow their animals to thrive. In the world of reptile care, the substrate forms the very foundation of a healthy and vibrant habitat. At ReptiChip, we've taken this essential element and elevated it to unparalleled heights, blending innovation with sustainability to create a product that stands in a league of its own. Our journey began with a simple yet profound motto: all of our products are made by reptile people, for reptile people. Today, we stand as a beacon of quality and trust, embraced by novice and expert reptile enthusiasts alike. From the meticulous selection of raw materials to our veteran-led approach to business, every facet of ReptiChip reflects a deep-rooted commitment to excellence. Discover why ReptiChip is the preferred choice for reptile enthusiasts around the globe. Our foundation is deeply rooted in passion, quality, and community engagement, setting us apart as a unique leader in the industry. Don't be a Reptivich. Be a Repti bro. Visit us now at reptichip.com.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 147 with Florida legend Ron St. Pierre and fucking my guy John White from Mission Morphs is gonna step in the 15 minutes ring tonight. So I'm definitely very happy. However, we have some stuff to get to really fast. Let's just go through. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button like it was your buddy's mom, and then just come back and hang out with us. This way you're on top of all the latest stuff that we put on. If you can't get enough of this stuff, join the Patreon. The Fat Man Live Patreon is always a lot of fun. There's a Discord there. There's a bunch of exclusive behind the scenes stuff with storytellers and going all the way back to the 80s and 90s. With when the hobby actually got started. So it's a pretty cool place to hang out. If you guys have any interest in doing more of this, pop onto the Patreon, pop a super chat if you feel like asking Ron any particular questions. I'll make sure your question gets read out loud. And let's go through the validations real quick. I got the lovely Shauna Cornin in the background helping me out with that. Who do we got here? Dickie Foster, what's going on, brother? How are you doing, man? Hope everything is well. Best name in the hobby. My boy, Blind Mike Duval. Fucking can't get enough of Mike. Hoping to meet up with Mike this year for some stuff. Sammy Vargas. Love this guy. We'll be vending at Gettysburg. and doing a lot of work for the Deeds Not Words 2 campaign, which we'll be announcing in a minute here. Greenline Morphs. Jay is double dipping, my partner in the Deeds Not Words. And let's see, 666 Serpents. Thank you, brother, for coming by. Been loving your videos, man. I've been actually loving everything the RWO goes. Python Portal, Will, what's going on, man? How's everything going with Will? Let's see, we got Brave Adventures 147. Thank you for coming by. You're here for either Ron or John. Mission Morphs double dipping again. That's John White. John White is a fucking rock star, by the way. HJS, that's my boy Rich and Sarah. They're going to be helping us out with the Deeds Not Words again this year, so can't wait to work with them. RWO Broadcast, Ken, LMK, is also going to be doing some work with us with the Deeds Not Words. Platinum Morphs, my boy, my Greek boy out Long Island. Thank you for coming by, brother. I appreciate you. SFC Reptiles, got your donation for Deeds Not Words today. Thank you very much. We'll be getting you a drawing in a couple of t-shirts out soon. Catalina Morph Mixer, my girl Ashley. What's going on, Ash? How's everything going? Who else? Mako's another vet. Going to be involved in the Deeds Not Words on the main team there. Chain Reaction, Exotics, Danny Cadenia is fucking another vet getting involved in the Deeds Not Words thing this year. I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. Do we got anybody else here? Markham Reptiles. What's going on, brother? How are you? Thank you for taking the time to stop by on a Sunday night. I appreciate you, brother. So, gang members. Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Dambala, what's up, brother? I heard you were at SCRE this weekend. Sorry I missed it. Thank you for coming by tonight. Fucking balls deep, fucking stopping by. We'll be seeing you in Gettysburg in March, my friend. So thank you for coming. SMS Serpents, thank you for coming by. Obviously, you're here for John White. Let's see, Morph Minded. What's up, brother? Fucking, oh, man, we got a lot of people here tonight. Dragon Ball Pythons. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Let's see. We got anybody else? Irresistibles. My girl, Nikki. Killing it on the videos, killing it on the podcast. Fucking go check out Nikki at Irresistibles if you have the time. Okay, listen. I don't care who comes. Nikki is Nikki will be the last and the best one here. So thank you, Nikki, for stopping by. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody else that's here too. Deeds Not Words. Okay, Operation Deeds Not Words 2 has launched today. Now, if you have a chance and you want to support disabled veterans, head on over to the Fat Man Nation website, thefatmannation.com, and we're going to have shirts available. I just want to kind of explain the whole thing. We got 2 custom shirts this year, one for disabled vets, one for first responders. And we're selling those shirts where every dime from the profit of the sale of those shirts goes to Camp Freedom in Pennsylvania, which takes disabled vets and first responders out of a clinical environment and puts them back into nature. It lets them hunt. It lets them bike ride. It lets them climb. It lets them hike. It's a pretty cool place. It's like 600 acres of just badass, made for people who are disabled type of place. And we went last year and they gave us the run of the place. And we just figured let's do the same thing this year. Kind of include these disabled vets and first responders and everything that we're doing. Again, every dime of profit from the t-shirts goes to Camp Freedom. Now, listen, I have a partner in all of this. That's my boy Jay from Greenline Morphs. What's up,
everyone? What's up, Chris?
Fucking excited?
Yeah, we are wheels up.
Dude, this is my favorite time of year, man.
Yeah.
It's like so much more fun raising money for disabled vets than it is selling reptile towels.
Yeah.
All right.
We do have a lot of fun at the shows.
Yeah. I mean, and we'll be doing, 10 or 12 shows this year. where we're actually vending at the shows and raising money at these shows. We're going to do Long Island. We're going to do Albany. We're going to do Gettysburg. There's a couple other ones that we're considering doing this year, Jersey, Maryland. And it's just a lot of fun to go hang out and raise money and sell shirts. Now, the cool thing this year is that we have two different types of shirts. We got an olive green camo first responder or disabled vet shirt.
Yep.
And then we have a dark blue first responder shirt.
Yep.
Now, that's cool. We'd love it if you buy one of those online. Okay. But what we would love even more is at the live shows, we're going to have exclusive black shirts of the first responder and disabled vet shirt.
Yeah.
And
same image, just one color.
Right. Same image, just a black shirt. And the only way to get these black Deeds Not Words shirts are to meet up with us at a show. And you guys could get the collector's item black shirts. Now, we're going to have a limited amount of those. There's also other tiers on the fatmannation.com where you could get a character drawn of you plus 2 shirts. You could get a character drawn of you plus 4 shirts plus a military coin for different prices. So if you guys want to do your thing to support disabled vets and first responders this year, please stop by to fatmannation.com.
You're forgetting the new item, the beanie, the black beanie.
Dude, the beanie. We already sold a bunch of beanies. That's shocking as hell. I would have never thought we're selling fucking beanies to a bunch of hipster doofuses.
It's cold. So it's still cold, so they need those beanies to keep their heads warm.
Dude, it's so cold here in New York. I don't know how it is down by you, but
I think it was like -4 when I woke up today.
Yeah, it was like 3. All right, when we woke up today.
I'm over it already.
Yeah, I'm 100% over it. I went out and bought a drone. Okay. Last month. Can't even fly the drone. It's too fucking cold out to go outside and fly the fucking drone.
Yeah.
So it's just killing me. I mean, I got it saying, I'm going to have some killer B-roll in my shots now. We're going to do cool travel videos. Fuck that. It's like, it's been the top temperature has been like 7 degrees.
Can we launch the drone inside the shows? Yes.
Well, Sean Gray from Herps does that. So I'm bringing the drone to every fucking show.
Who's
and we'll
flying
fucking
it?
I'll fly that shit. Fucking because I got one leg doesn't mean I don't have 2 arms. Okay.
I attempted to fly my drone in the house and I crashed into the TV.
Dude, I've flown it like 3 times in the house, haven't crashed it yet.
Nice.
Okay? But yes, Deeds Not Words will be going up to Camp Freedom in July or August again to hand them a big check. I'm excited about this time of year, and honestly, I have much more interest in raising money for the disabled vets than I do, selling my own shit or doing anything like that. So this has been a real rewarding kind of thing. And going to Camp Freedom and seeing the actual people that you help, how badass was that?
I can't wait to get the drone out there.
It's gonna be fun.
It's so wide.
Yeah. It's going to be insane there. I want to see if we could see any of the water buffalo and shit, because they have water buffalo that they let dudes with one legs just go into the forest with one of those tank wheelchairs.
Yep.
And then you could just blast the shit out of a water buffalo, bring home
their sponsor hunts. Like you could go onto Camp Freedom's website, sponsor a veteran, and pay for that whole adventure for them. So that is a pretty cool experience. I live here. I didn't know that we had those here.
Dude, just being there was so it was so much bigger than I thought it was,
And we only seen just the front area. We didn't even go down the trails.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping this year we get to do a little bit more of that. But we're hoping to beat our record. Last year we did 7,200.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to hit 10,000 this year for the disabled vets and first responders. And I love the fact that I think that the main guy at Camp Freedom was just like, how much are these, reptile people going to give? I think he was thinking like a couple $100.
No, we did more than Walmart.
We did more.
Walmart.
We did more than Walmart. Fucking Fat Man Nation. Okay. Unbelievable. Jay, do you have anything else to say to the people before we move on?
That's it. Just keep paying attention to the posts and come out to the shows. We'd love to hang out with everybody. And it's a long stretch. We got until July 4th. So there's plenty of time.
My goal again is just to get people sick of seeing the posts that we do, and it's for disabled vets. Normally, I don't like the flexing on Instagram, but for disabled vets, I will throw out all my dignity, any money that we could get for any of these guys, and all the big companies that have contributed last year. Like Genova, Redline, Reptichip, Sea Serpents. So we're definitely looking forward to everything. So
anybody that gets a shirt, make sure you snap a picture of you wearing it so we could throw it into our archives. We'll throw it up on Instagram and Facebook and all that too.
Yep. And anybody who actually does a character and gets 2 shirts. And by the way, when you do the donations are $250 and $500. You get 2 black shirts with that donation, plus a drawing of yourself, or you get 2 black shirts or 4 black shirts with a $500 donation with a drawing and with a military coin.
And we got more characters now. We have police, firefighter, EMT. Yeah, so it's not just Army guys this time. It's the whole line.
Yeah, corrections officers. Well, we got a bunch of shit. We got firemen, corrections officers. Then we got obviously the disabled vets. We went with Vietnam. Kind of theme this year. Last year we kind of did the Call of Duty image, and Haley Gray is back again with us to draw all the characters. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. So I definitely encourage you guys. If you guys give. Don't give to these fucking hobo handouts, all right? Where it's like, I lost my job, I need some money, and people do an auction for them, all right? That's fucking bullshit, right? It's like bullshit. Like what other company, line of companies do you know where if somebody lost their job, somebody's putting together a GoFundMe and begging for money? If you can't afford 100 snakes, don't get a fucking 100 snakes if you can't afford to feed them, So listen, we got to do it up. So this year, like I said, hope to beat our record from last year. If we could double it, I'd be even more happy with it.
I think we'll go over 10. I think because we have 2 shirts, we opened it up to first responders. I think we have the possibility of going over 10.
I would love that. And we have assembled a team in the off season that these are some of the best people in the fucking hobby, like Jamie from Graceful Pythons, Mako Morphs. There's a bunch of people on our team. HAS, obviously, Sammy, Large, Sugar Skull. We have probably about a 20-person team, and I don't remember all of you now, so I can't thank you, but you will be getting your props in the coming weeks because we can't do any of this stuff without you. So we're actually going to be having Deeds Not Words 2 campaigns running all over the country. So
when they set up their tables, they'll have a section, whatever they could free up. There'll be either shirts, flyers, stickers, whatever they could fit on their table. So we'll be across the United States, all the way to California, because we got Travis from Enigmatic.
Yep. And the thing is that all of these, whenever you see a Deeds Not Words live at a show, they're going to be the exclusive black shirts.
Yep.
So you can find right there. So we're really looking forward to this, and it's a 5-month campaign. But I gotta tell you, I love every second of it, man. Again, my goal is to make everybody sick of seeing us again.
They will.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't either.
Yeah, like it's supporting disabled vets. Fucking do something, man.
Mission first.
Yep. Fucking Jay, anything else you want to say?
That's it, man.
Fucking thank you again, Jay, for fucking spearheading this whole thing with me. I appreciate you, man. Jay has been my second in command with this thing since the start. And we're hoping that, like I said, we're hoping to keep this going for the next 5 or 10 years. So I'm loving doing this, and we're hoping to grow it every other year.
Yeah.
And we'll figure everything out. So, Jay, thank you again. I will talk to you tomorrow. We have a bunch of planning to do, and I appreciate you, brother. So,
all right, man, take it easy. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Bye-bye. Jay is a killer part. Like, if you ever worry about somebody not crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, that guy is not Jay, because Jay handles everything to my level of expectations. So I gotta say, I love doing this with Jay. We got Sean on the team again this year. We got man, it's probably like 25 people in the DNW chat. So we're gonna knock all this out, and we hope that you guys support everything and have a good time. Plus, you get to wear a badass, cool shirt, man. It's a fun thing. And last year we were having people buy 4 and 5 shirts at a time. We were having people donate. I think Ozzy donated $2,000 last year. So it was definitely a great time. And if you guys could do it, I would rather you guys donate to this than join my Patreon or any of that shit like that. I don't want you guys to buy anything from me. What I want is you guys to take whatever money you're going to donate for the year, donate it to this. Believe me, you're helping out a disabled vet, a disabled first responder. You're putting them back into nature. Listen, as somebody who lost a leg, I get it, man. Your whole world changes, okay? And you think, oh, you lost a leg, but you could still do shit. No, it's very limited. It's very depressing. It's very fucking lonely when you become disabled, when you first become disabled. And if we could help out the most amount of people that we can this way, that'll be our measure of success. Not how many reptiles we sell this year, not how much money we made this year, but how much money we could get donated for disabled vets and first responders. So, guys, listen, it's going to be a fun time. Go to thefatmannation.com right now. Just click on the Support Disabled Vets tab, and you could either donate or buy yourself badass shirts. Again, like Jay said, don't forget to snap a picture of yourself in the shirts that you bought. Make sure you tag everybody, especially us, obviously, when you post that picture, and let everybody know that you're helping out Deeds Not Words. Believe me, it's a good feeling to help out people that need it. So again, thank you guys. Listen, while you're here, another sponsor of mine is dumping money into the Deeds Not Words 2 campaign, and that is my boy Patrick McKnight over at Aura Reptiles.
Have you been to a reptile show recently? Hundreds of vendors, thousands of animals, and an average of less than 20% of those vendors making any money at all. Have you been to Morph Market recently? There are currently over 40,000 ball pythons for sale on the Double M, with many animals staying there for months, sometimes years at a time. In this insanely competitive marketplace, what are you going to do to stand out? I'll tell you what the you're going to do. Aura Reptiles offer premier consultation services on everything from breeding plans to current market trends. Patrick McKnight has been one of the most successful mainstays in the ball python hobby for the past 15 years and can assist you with pairings, marketing plans, and advertising. Be smart enough to know what you don't know. Then learn about it from Aura Reptiles. Check them out on Instagram at Aura Reptiles and get in touch with Patrick McKnight today. Get in the f***ing game.
Patrick McKnight is also an integral part of Phenome, Charlie Williams' new shed testing company. And they were at SCRE this weekend, and I heard they killed it. Okay, so definitely Patrick McKnight, if you get a chance to buy from him, if you get a chance to get consulting from him, if you get a chance for the dude is making money hand over fist, while 90% of his contemporaries are not making money hand over fist right now. So call Patrick, listen to his advice, and just kind of go from there. All right. Now, I know nobody's here to see me. All right. People were probably came here to see Jay and John and Ron. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring out John right now for 15 minutes of lame. And that is responsible, or that's brought to you by my guy, Justin, over at Canova. In case you guys don't know it, there's a way to manage your ball pythons. Okay. If you have 50 ball pythons, you need a way to manage them. If you have 600 ball pythons, you need a way to manage them. If you just got into the game and only have 5, you need a way to manage them so when you get 50 of them, you're taken care of. And there's no better way to do that than the old clutch here.
The ball python industry has never been more complex, but managing your collection, it's about to get a whole lot easier with Clutch. Created by Canova, Clutch is the cloud-based platform designed to streamline your entire collection management. From creating and searching your inventory to visualizing your breeding projects with powerful analytics, Clutch does it all. Track your clutches with a virtual incubator, connect customers with the perfect animal using an amazing waitlist system, and easily print labels for your shows and facility. It's that simple. You already know Canova for exceptional ball pythons. Now they're making ball python management just as exceptional. Visit cltch.io today and make your ball python road easier to navigate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
What's up, guys? It's Justin at Canova. For the past 5 years, 15 Minutes of Lame has become a launch pad for so many new successful breeders and a badge of honor in this industry. It's been so amazing to watch the passion and dedication you guys have and to watch your businesses grow. Just remember, the next me might be you.
15 Minutes of Lame!
Yo, look who we got here. Mr. John White, Mission Morphs. What's up, brother?
Same old thing. How you doing?
You've been exceedingly present in the Patreon, on the open Zoom calls for reptile keepers, and you pretty much are one of those guys that just show up at every podcast and support everybody. So I want to thank you for doing that, man. That was one of the main reasons why we wanted you here. What do you still got Christmas lights up? What the fuck is that all about?
No, my wife is Cajun, her old side of the family, and Mardi Gras being here, so the house is like a Zulu parade at New Orleans.
Fucking Cajun, huh?
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ. I had a Cajun guy I used to work with. I know he was speaking English to me, but I couldn't understand him at all, because he was always like, him and the Baba the Ho. In 1954, I did this, and I was just like, dude, what are you saying to me? Like, are you talking English, dude? Come on, man. But John, you know how this shit works, all right? We're going to put 15 minutes on the clock. You're going to peddle your wares, and you're going to hope to impress people. Now, John is killing it in the hobby. I believe you do this with your son, right?
Wife and son.
Wife and son. So you're basically spending your whole day not understanding somebody that's talking to you.
No, they don't have the accent with it. It's just
no. Okay, all right. Very cool. All right, so we're going to put the 15 minutes on the clock right now. Right off the bat, John, Mission Morphs, hobby or full-time job?
Hobby.
Are you planning on keeping it a hobby or no?
It'll have to be a hobby, because one thing we look at with the wife being a finance manager and knowing how budgets work and all that, we know between like somebody's salary, they got all the benefits, the 401s, the this, the that, whatever that adds up, and Social Security is only paid on your top 35 years.
Right.
So we're going to have real jobs till retirement and augment it with this.
Right. And it's more realistic to think when you retire, you'll obviously be doing this. I guess technically full time, but it's nicer to see where the attitude towards the hobby has come down a little. Where 5 years ago, pre-COVID, it was everybody was like, I'm going to be the next Justin, okay, and it's basically come back to where it's like, hey, if I can make an extra 30, 40, 50 grand a year here, this will put me in a totally different tax bracket, and a lot of people doing that, I feel like it's more attainable to do things that way. Yeah, you think so too? Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing to say about that. Okay.
No, I just know for us, we can't. There's no way we could do this full time and pay the bills, pay everything.
Right. How many shows do you do per year?
Right now, we only have 2, which is both Dallas NARBCs.
Okay.
But we did sign up for a local south of Houston and Clear Lake. And
right.
We're looking at some other ones, like trying to get into Herps and some of the other local venues.
Well, just let me know. I'll talk to Sean. I'll do what I can to see if we could jump you on the list a little bit to get into the Herp show.
We're trying to get that, and then try to get into maybe the fall show at SEER, and possibly one of the AARPEs.
Yeah, I'm going to be going to the AARPE in Virginia and Nashville this year, I think. So I will be at those shows. And obviously, SEER was just this weekend.
Yes, sir.
And there was some weather trouble, but it didn't look to affect the crowd all that much,
No, from what I've heard from a few people, it went really well. They had a lot of people through the door and quite a few sales.
Yeah, and of course, Ed and Emily were there, so the amount of 12-year-old girls that were there to meet them had to be unbelievable. Do you just do ball pythons?
Breeding wise, we do the ball pythons, the Western hognose, and 1 pair of South American tricolors.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Our son has a couple boas and a carpondro.
Gotcha. Okay. And are you you feel like the interest could be maintained with just doing the ball pythons? Because I mean, everybody knows now, the people making the most money with ball python breeding at the shows are the people who are kind of moving down to the pet market more, right? Like they're, you bring 20 bells to the show, you're going to sell every bell that you have, right? Whereas if you bring 20 $10,000 snakes to a show, odds are you're not going to, the days of the spending 10 grand at a show, I think are past.
Yeah, I think it's more pet level now.
Yeah, and
a very small percentage of true investors and whatnot, but most of them are going to be mid-entry level to pet.
Well, right. The thing is that every year the ball python community is basically dependent on a couple of big whales coming into the hobby to kind of sustain, the more expensive crowd, right? But how long do you think that's going to last? There has to. I mean, there were maybe 5 people that came in over the last 2 years with $200,000 purchases and $250,000 purchases. Is that something that could be maintained, do you think? Or is there going to be a time where, that's just going to run its course. And, the $5,000 animals, the $10,000 animals aren't going to be selling at the rate that they've been selling over the last few years.
My personal outlook on it is it's just like the stock market. Who's interested in what at what time? You can have your ebbs and flows. But the days of the $50,000 triple recessive, now it might be 2025. 3 to 5 years from now, it might be 10 to 15, but there's still going to be a market for it.
Yeah, there's still going to be a market for expensive snakes, but I feel like the marketing power from those people are the reason that they're making that much money is because they're just selling to other breeders, right? If there's not enough breeders that can't afford $10,000 snakes, what happens? Because we basically know it's going to happen. Okay, the $10,000 snake is going to get dropped down to $7,000. Then it's going to get dropped down to $5,000. Like whatever it takes to get sold. That's what's going on right now. There's people telling the public that they've sold snakes for $25,000, when in reality, that they only sold it for half that. Yet, because they were asking $25,000 initially, they just tell everybody it's sold for $25,000, and that's a little shady as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, that's how it's going to be, because if you got one for 20 and you agree on the side to somebody for 14, you don't want to say 14 publicly, because then that affects that project.
Right. But isn't that a little bit inherently dishonest?
It is.
Because you're making other people who are doing this think that they could sell a $25,000 snake.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I know, listen, I know it's been happening. I've been doing this since 2000 or 99. And I know people have been doing it. Okay. But now in 1999, it's way different than in 2026. Who's selling animals. Like, people are going to find out because of social media, because of all these Patreon groups, because of all, they're going to find out the truth of what it really sold for. So, like, I'm surprised that there's people still trying to get into that whole mix of things, saying one thing when another completely different thing is the more true statement.
Yeah, we factor that in whenever we plan a project, because we look at not the next. We look at, okay, here's the pairing we're going to do now, and we're going to put this one and this one together if we make them in 3 years. Well, we're looking at that next 3 years, so 6 years down the road. Every time we think of doing a project, and with that we factor in, okay, it's going to have probably a 20 to 30% loss year over year.
Yeah.
So, do we want to do this and the forecast shows it's worth $300 a piece, or do we want to do it and it still shows that it's going to be over $1,000? So let's do that. But you said it's got to be something we like.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? If you're not breeding what you like, you're kind of wasting time. One of the things I do know is that every person that I know that got into this just to make money fails at it. That they're not prepared to know the work involved and the actual sales and marketing involved. The one thing I was talking to Bash Coder about this about a month ago is that he said, if anything, the get rich quick scheme of ball pythons has been put to bed in 2025. Would you agree with that?
I think the majority of all of them are gone.
Yeah.
Now I think now it's down to the people you'll see leaving are the ones that had a life change, career change, had to move or something, and the snakes weren't priority no more.
Right.
They'll get out of it for those means.
Well, I think also that 90% of the people are one personal tragedy away from getting rid of their whole collection, and that's some of even the mid to top tier guys.
It's really different.
So we'll see. So Let's talk about some happy things now. What are your big projects? What have you put the most money into that you feel is going to offer the best return?
Probably the DG monsoons, sunsets, and some of the hogs is probably the higher ones.
Right. All right. So DG sunset, DG monsoon. What would you say right now out of all the animals that you have? What was your biggest investment that you're hoping to pay off?
Oh, we're debt free with everything. The most expensive one we bought was a VPI clown back during COVID, or right at the tail end of COVID, for $4,500.
Okay. All right. So basically, you've hit your limit on what you want to spend, right? Like would you go out and spend $10,000 if there was a puzzle sunset out there?
Only if we specifically needed it. For the last 2 years, well, 3 years total, but we've basically been making everything we need for our long-term things that we've been looking at. I think last year we bought maybe 5 or 6 ball pythons and about the same in hognose.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I do have to say that you're one of the guys where like nobody's ever said anything bad about you. All right. Well, like with me, it's usually like people like me or they hate me, right? But like with me, it's either like, Chris is fucking awesome, or it's like, fuck that fat fuck, I hate him, right? Nobody ever says like Chris is all right, But whenever I talk about you, they're like, John's fucking awesome. I buy from John every day. I fucking would do things. So you pretty much maintained a stellar reputation right now in this hobby, and I fucking love it.
I appreciate that. We stay out of all the drama.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I like getting pulled into drama a little bit every now and then, but overall, it's a pain in the ass. Now, let's talk some sponsors. Now, right off the bat, oh shit, you know what I did? I didn't put the real sponsors fucking here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Do you have a sea serpent's rack in your collection right now?
We have 2.
You have 2.
2 incubators, no racks.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Chris Nettles does not give you a fuck you. Okay. Do you use Reptichip?
Yes, we do.
Fucking A. JT Tomlinson does not give you a big old fuck you. Now, have you ever been to a herp show down there?
Several. That's actually one of the herps in Conroe's where we first met Tom Harpin 4 or 5 years ago.
The herps is such a great show circuit, man. So Sean and Lori Gray do not give you a big old fuck you. All right. You're doing remarkably good at this. I didn't think you'd be doing this good.
Geography has a lot to do with it.
Well, have you ever bought a snake from Canova?
Not directly on a snake, but we did buy a T-shirt to get him to sign it for our boy.
Oh, he did. Justin still gives you a big old fuck you. Okay. Does he? Do you use clutch at all?
Here it goes again.
Oh, he gives you a big old double fuck you. Okay. Do you use Phenome or Charlie for shed testing?
Been using Charlie, which we'll switch to Phenome when it's all said and done and official.
That's what I want to hear. Charlie Williams does not give you a big old fuck you. Okay. Are you a member of USARK?
Yes, we are.
Phil Goss does not give you a big old fuck you. Do you have a cage in your home by Recoil Reptiles?
We have 5.
That's fucking awesome. Alan does not give you a fuck you. Okay. Have you ever shopped or looked at Show Me Marketplace for something as an alternative to Morph Market?
We've looked at doing their shows, not necessarily their listing site.
Ah, well, that doesn't matter then. Fucking, Mickey looks at you and he's like, oh, you're just going to use the shows, not the listing site? Fuck you. All right. Sorry. All right. That's what he gives you. Now, obviously, when you ship, you use Redline, right?
Only.
I don't want to hear anything different than that. Fucking Redline does not give you a big old fuck you. Now, How could people get in touch with you?
We're on Instagram, on Instagram under Mission.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You didn't say it in time. You didn't say it in time, so people don't know how to get in touch with you yet. No, obviously Mission Morphs, right, on Instagram.
Yes, with the underscore.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because I was stupid and I wasn't technologically advanced. When you hit the space bar, it added that.
Oh my God, you need like a 15-year-old niece in your life so that fucking you could ask them how to run Instagram. Okay. Mission underscore Morphs. Guys, this was John White. John White is fucking incredible, and I love the guy. And thank you, John, for all the support that you've shown us, over the years. Absolutely. And you are on the Deeds Not Words executive team, so I appreciate you guys putting in work for that too. So thank you for.
We have the Dallas NARBC the first weekend of March. If y'all want us to put a spot on the table with anything, just we can give you the address to send some stuff to.
Yeah, definitely, because we got March 27th is the first Gettysburg show. So yeah, we'll definitely we'll hook you guys up with some stuff and kind of go from there.
We'll make them on the table. These not words. Support your vets and first responders.
That's what I'm saying. All right. Thank you, my friend, for taking the time to do this. I appreciate you.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'll check in with you in a couple of days and we'll go from there. Okay.
That'll work.
All right, brother. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Making the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame!
What's up, guys?
At Recoil Reptiles, we understand your reptiles deserve the best. That's why we create custom CNC reptile enclosures with precision cuts, built to last and designed to showcase your scaly friends in style. With over a decade of experience, we craft enclosures up to 8 feet long, tailored to fit your needs and the needs of your animals. Whether you're a hobbyist or a breeder, we've got you covered with enclosures that are as unique as your reptiles. And we deliver to shows in Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. Recoil Reptiles, custom precision, built for your reptiles. Built to last. Visit recoilreptiles.com today to design your perfect enclosure or call 405-999-7175.
Look who I have here. Okay. Look at this fucking Florida legend right here, Ron St. Pierre. What's up, my friend?
How's it going, man?
Just living the dream.
Yeah, freezing my ass off, man. It's 24 degrees down here.
Yeah, but it's like fucking, it gets to like 50 during the day, right?
Not actually. No, the last 2 days. So for the first time in 20 years, we had to pull most of the stuff that we breed is done outdoors.
Right.
We had to pull every single animal in. So it took Heather and I about 3 days, about 10 hours a day. And now my whole fucking house and both buildings are completely full, and we're riding it out because it's just. Last night it was 24 degrees and like 35-mile-an-hour winds. It was so weird, man. It was like a hurricane.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, killed all the trees and shit.
Yeah, and well, I remember reading about how the orange groves out there were getting just decimated. Yeah. But now there's iguanas just falling off trees by you?
Not where I live. There's not a lot of iguanas in Orlando. We're in Central Florida now.
I thought you were down by Miami. Okay.
No, I grew up there, but I moved up here about 10 years ago. But I found dead night owls in the yard today. So they didn't make it. There's brown anoles are frozen, and it was rough, man. It's still going on. Like I said, I'm sitting in my house. My heater is not doing shit. It's like 68 degrees in here, which, for us Florida pussies, it's we're not used to this bullshit, man. I could take 100 degrees, but once it gets below 40, I'm fucked.
Yeah, see that's the whole thing is I can't take 100 degrees, but I can 60 degrees, like good at that. So Tennessee is the retirement plan right now from New York, because in New York it's like 4, okay?
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
It's just horrible here. It's like so depressing, and you go. It's not like the movies where you look outside and there's pretty white snow everywhere.
Right.
It's just nasty ass black snow. Fucking, you do go outside and you're like, hey, somebody took a piss in that snow. Like fucking cool, man. So you moved up to Orlando 10 years ago. What was the reason for that move?
I got a divorce, and my girlfriend is Heather Moy, who owns Fairy Tale Dragons. And when her and I got together, and I ended up, this just was the right thing to, she was already, she has her family and her support system here. So it was the right move. And then it's allowed both of us to do stuff that either one of us by ourselves were unable to do. So,
well, you guys, do you guys do ball pythons now?
No, no ball pythons. My only, I just honestly, I kind of dropped the ball on that because I was at ground zero for that in the 90s.
Right.
And rather than keeping them, I pulled them out of shipments, and then I sold them to people like Greg Graziani and Kevin McCurley and Brian Sharp. But I was getting paid very well for the animals that I was pulling out, and I was paying virtually nothing for them.
Right.
But I recognized in the early 90s, late 80s, that all these shipments that were coming into Miami all the time were absolutely littered with morphs and stuff like that. They were unproven at the time. So I started pulling them out. I kept the boas for myself because that was always something I was interested in.
Right.
But the ball pythons were, for me, they were a means to an end. It allowed me to be able to buy, pretty much all the stuff that I wanted.
Right.
So,
well, is one of the things like these days, would you ever imagine, just because you mentioned them before, that if you go to a Tinley now or a big national show now, if you ask, 10 people who Greg Graziani is or Kevin McCurley, 8 people will never have heard of him. Right. Did you ever kind of see the big guys kind of fading into obscurity the way that they have with these young people and this Instagram mentality that's going on these days?
I mean, that's kind of that's the natural progression, right? That's kind of how it's supposed to work, right? The dinosaurs are supposed to die off and get replaced by shiny new mammals, man.
Yeah, but I still would say I've heard of a T-Rex. Okay. Right. Heard of a fucking, a brontosaurus, right?
I agree. I mean, and Greg and I still see Greg fairly regularly, and Greg's doing the albino alligator thing, and that's pretty much where his. So he's still active, and Kevin does a lot of work overseas in India with a zoo over there, and has his own stuff. So, I mean, everybody kind of, I mean, honestly though, dude, when I look at the people that I've known in this industry that are no longer there, it's, the fact that Greg and Kevin are still active compared to how many have fallen off. Those guys were legit hardcore. But tons of people have come and gone since then. I don't notice it as much because we still do the big shows. We do the Tinleys and we do the big Florida shows, and I'm all over. I have Facebook and Instagram, and I keep up, and I like to keep up with who's doing, cool shit in case I ever want some of that stuff.
Right.
So I know a lot of who the new guys are and people that have come up recently and the whole run. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I think, yeah, I don't know. it's hard to stay on the cutting edge. That's, it's a bitch. It requires a lot,
So, yeah, I absolutely could imagine that. I mean, it's like you have to be on the cutting edge year after year after year after year. And that's hard. Yeah. What will you say are a couple of the people that you actually miss that aren't doing this anymore?
Well, I mean, I don't even know if they're even still active. Some of them have died, like Bob Mayu from Sandfire, and there was a guy named David Blair who did a lot of work with Cyclura in Southern California in the 90s. I haven't seen or heard from him in forever. And I actually haven't run into. I used to see Dave and Tracy Barker quite a bit, and I haven't seen them in forever either. I imagine they're still active, but they're out in Texas, and I think they just do a couple local Texas shows these days.
Right.
So, I mean, they're just not in the front end of the business anymore. And honestly, even I have receded to the background. I mean, Heather is mostly the one out front now, and I was never cut out for the business end of this. I'm just not fit for prime time, and and she's much better at it. So, I'm good in the background doing systems, working out how to get species to breed and breed regularly, and that's always been my interest. And so,
well, you do more lizards now than snakes, right?
Yes. Our primary thing that we're heavily invested in is the blue tongue skink. We are actively undergoing a process of proving out and producing around 10 mutations,
right?
Many of which have never been available in the U.S. before. And then she's already in the process. She's already made double hets for a few of these things, so combos should be coming this year. And we think they're the perfect. They have everything that you would want in an animal that presents mutations well, because they're about the size of a ball python, more or less. They're
right.
They have about that girth. They have shiny scales. They display well. They're easy to take care of. They tick all the boxes, and it's just something that people have done in the U.S. for a long time, but I mean, it just nobody ever really took it and took it to the level that we're currently doing. So,
well, I know, like I went from 600 ball pythons to 1 blue tongue, and I've never been happier in my life. Okay. I love that fucking fat little fuck. Now they're so easy to take care of. That's what I think people, I mean, you could feed these things dog food.
Yep.
And they're happy with it, right? So, I over the years, I remember Dave Levinson was heavy into blue skinks for a while, and there was a couple other people. But a friend of mine in Australia, he produces the albinos and the melanistic and the other type of blue tongue skinks, and we still can't get those, right? Because
we have them all. We have them all in production now. We're the first, as far as we know, we were the first people to ever produce albinos in the United States, and we did that 2 years ago. And then we have het for hypermels on the ground now that we've already actually comboed with other things. We have the patternless ones. Yeah, about 15 years ago, a group of those came in with legal paperwork. The hypermels, albinos, a bunch of ball python breeders bought them, and some lizard breeders picked up a few. They sat around in collections, apparently doing nothing. And then about 5 years ago, a guy that we know got a bunch of them, bought them from different people, and said, "Hey, why don't you guys take these and see what you can do with them?" So he put them on loan, and Heather dove in head first, and I basically took my old Tegus. I used to be a very large Tegu breeder for a long time. I developed I was the first person to produce albino blue Tegus, and I had a large, actually blue Tegus too. I'm responsible for both of those things. And that was my main thing. But turns out Tegu systems port really well to blue tongues because they're essentially a blue tongue has a lot of the same habits that a Tegu has.
Right.
So I modified it a little bit and set it up, and then she's much better at like doing the morph thing than I am and all that. Like she'll track everything, and she's better at figuring out what needs to go to what to make, to have a stunning effect. And so she's done some amazing shit out here. And this is the first year we'll be able to really get it out.
That's awesome. Well, let me know what you produce because I need a partner for mine.
You got
I don't even know if mine is male or female. What I do know is I'm absolutely terrified to put two in there together because I know that even if you get, the male to female thing right, the males still fucking beat the shit out of the females during mating season, right?
So actually we keep them in pairs and groups, but they're in large outdoor enclosures. That aggression thing that you see is more of an artifact of the captive, indoor captivity, where they're in like small boxes where they basically, you can keep them together all the time and they're not an issue as long as they have enough space that if somebody's being particularly dickish one day, they can get away from each other. But multiple hide boxes, large enclosures, and all that. I mean, basically we have this set up so that almost all of them are in pairs. And then during the breeding season, after they're breeding right now, and then she will walk around. We start actually, we go out and we do a walk twice a day, usually around the end of May, where we start walking down the rows of enclosures and looking to see if there's babies in there. And then we spend the early part of the summer pulling babies, like almost daily. It's pretty cool.
That's very cool. What size enclosures do you keep them in?
The pairs are in basically they're these aquaculture tubs that we get, and they are roughly 36 inches wide, 60 inches long, and 13 inches tall. So
okay,
it's a tub. I think they're 150 gallons is what the mark is. I'm not 100% sure, but they're made by Duracast. They last forever. I've had some of them outdoors for 35 years. And they hold up and getting brutally beat down by the Florida sun.
Right.
So, but I ripped the bottoms out of them, replace it with wire, and then they're flush on the ground, and then we backfill them with, dirt and hay and stuff like that. And that's what the pairs are. And then she has some that are in larger groups, like 1.2, 1.3, and those are in some of my old monitor enclosures, and those are like 4x8s or even 4x16 foot long outdoor enclosures.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they're massive. They were originally intended for things like Spencer's monitor and Merton's monitors, so they're big.
Right.
But since they're sitting there empty, I was like, well, let's just put blue tongues in these. It's the perfect.
What happens? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's worked out really well.
And from what the research I've done on you do frilled dragons also?
Not anymore, because the blue tongues have grown to such a level,
right?
Where it's most. I mean, Heather puts in probably 10 hours a day on them. I'm sort of very quietly and slowly building a blood python collection. That's probably going to eventually be my thing. And I also have some tokay geckos that I'm working on, but both of those things will be relatively small compared to the primary thing we do is blue tongues. We also produce a small number of high-end bearded dragons for the pet trade every year.
Right. Well, that's what they said. The whole point, I remember when Dave was doing it, was to like show people the next bearded dragon could be the blue tongue.
Yeah.
Skink. And I definitely don't disagree with him there because they're just so easy to take care of, you have to really be an idiot to kill off blue tongue skinks. Yeah,
exactly. The blue tongue probably should have always been in the place that the bearded dragons, they're easy to breed, but they are they are incredibly, complex in what they need to live properly. They need heat lights and they need high UV and then producing them in captivity. It's easy to get eggs and it's easy to hatch babies, but it's a whole different story to get large quantities because they flood you with babies. I mean, they'll lay 20, 30 eggs at a time. They'll do that 6 times a year per female. It's a whole different story to try to get those, a good one to market. It's expensive and it's complicated. So the bearded dragon whereas the blue tongues, I mean, like you said, everything they eat comes from the grocery store. Right. You don't have to even feed them a single bug. We do offer them all that stuff because we have it for other stuff.
Right.
But I mean, you could technically go completely 100% grocery store and they will be absolutely perfect.
Right. So, yeah. That's the whole thing is I have zero interest in bringing bugs into my apartment.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just, the fact that everything you give them can be grocery bought.
Yep.
Was a huge thing for me. And I got mine in, I think a 2x3x2. Okay.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's big enough. I mean, the motherfucker doesn't really leave one corner. No. Okay.
No, they don't do much.
Yeah. So, and I love the fact that they're just like fat and lazy. I'm like, I need a lizard that's exactly like me and fucking just, you don't want to do anything. You want your food brought to you. You want it sitting there, so honestly, I love the blue tongues.
Dude, I'm totally with you on that because the shit that I like is all the stuff that is slow, that's fat, that eats every time you throw something. That's why that's why I've always blood pythons have always been a thing. I've always loved those things, and I've messed with them a little bit in the past. But now that I'm kind of in a place where, the blue tongues and the bearded dragons take care of, the bills and everything. And now I can kind of fuck around with shit that I just want to mess with. And so, that's why I'm doing the tokays. Again, they're kind of the same thing. They don't really go very far. You set them up in pairs and they do their thing. I mean, they'll kick your ass if you grab them wrong. But
dude, the tokays are so fucking mean, man.
Yeah.
And I know there's been a lot of captive bred stuff here, but I was doing tokay geckos in the 90s, right? The late 90s. Yep. And we brought like 5, I think. And we also were doing leopard geckos in the early 2000s. But the tokay geckos, when that motherfucker's running on the floor and then it hits the wall, they go up the wall just as fast as they were running on the floor, right?
Yes,
and we had a room with like 30-foot ceilings, and there'd be tokay geckos that would just get out and go up the 30-foot ceiling. And then you're just like, yeah, fuck it. He'll come. It's up to the tokay gecko now. All right. Yep. He'll come down when he feels like it,
Yep.
So
that is the downside of those. And but yeah,
they bite, you couldn't pick them up without fucking them biting the shit out of you and screaming. Yep. So I know there's a lot more captive bred in the country right now. And they're great animals to have, but man, I definitely don't miss the fucking looking up and fucking seeing shit fucking drip down your 30-foot wall because these things didn't want to come down,
Yep.
But frilled dragons, I was heavy into in the early 2000s, and again, you couldn't get any captive bred ones. You had to get all wild caught ones, and I was fine with that for a while. But I was just always into these small monitors. I definitely like the Mertens monitor. My girlfriend has one of those. I got I had a bunch of dial and water monitors in California when I lived there, and that was always fun. But Now you've been around forever, right? Since what, the 80s?
Yeah, I mean, I legitimately started doing it professionally when I was 16 years old. So I started getting paid to do this. At that time, I wasn't a breeder. I was a guy that had a bunch of pets, but I lived in Miami and I figured out that I could catch night anoles and all these invasive anole lizards that live there and sell them to the local importers that would then, ship them out. And by the time I was 16, I was making so much money. I was halfway through the 11th grade. And I was like, this is all I've ever wanted to do anyway. I knew that since I was a little kid, I always had an extreme interest in reptiles. And I'm not I don't know how to say this. So I'm not a person that can have somebody standing over me teaching me stuff. Somebody needs to give me the books and then leave me alone. And then I'll do my own research. I'll read all the books and then I'll process it. And I don't know. I guess it's an anxiety thing or whatever. But by the time I was in the 11th grade, I was so sick of school. I fucking hated it. So I was like, that's it. So I dropped myself out without my parents knowing, which is a whole other thing. And then I started just doing this. And I was getting a paycheck every week for going out and catching anoles. And I would turn it into rarer stuff, stuff that they had. I would trade it out for like tegus and boas and eventually rare ball python morphs that I would then sell to the various breeders. And then it kept snowballing. And then in 1992, Miami got hit by Hurricane Andrew, which was a major it was a Category 5 hurricane that just absolutely skull fucked us. And because of that, I couldn't collect anoles for a long time because it destroyed everything. You couldn't even get around for months in major parts of the city. And everything that I did was inside the city. So it forced me to start taking I was at a point where I'm either going to have to go get a job, which I absolutely did not want to do, or I could figure out this whole breeding thing that some people had been doing. So I jumped in, I bought some bearded dragons and some leopard geckos. And then it went from there and it just kept snowballing. And eventually I did a bunch of monitors and stuff.
That's what I think that the kids in the hobby don't realize these days is that we used to get like a list sent to us, right?
Oh yeah, I used to get
it said bearded dragon, all right, $30, or fucking fancy ball python, $100.
Yep.
You didn't even see a picture of these things. Okay, you basically are buying off a guy's list, and I saw that you had put some list up.
Yeah,
that recently that the bigger people used to do. And that's how it used to be. I can't even imagine these young guys these days, just going in on faith, hoping that you would get what you want. Like I was telling people when we were buying, and this is just 2007, 2008, maybe.
Yeah.
When we were buying from the bigger people, a lot of the bigger people were like, yeah, it's $15,000. You could pay me the $15,000, but I'll charge you tax and everything. Or you could send me 15 grand cash in a Sports Illustrated, and you could put it in a FedEx and just hope that it gets to me. Yeah. And that's how we bought a lot of our first snakes. And I'm thinking, like, what if this guy just gets it but says he didn't get the FedEx? Like, you really got to trust these fuckers. But I mean, the hobby has changed so much since even just like 2007.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely more outlaw back in the day, and now it's much more of a respectable business.
Right.
When like I said, I'm from Miami. There were 5 or 6 importers there. A lot of them also imported other things from certain Latin American countries that sells for way more money than reptiles.
Right.
And so we had a lot of that going on. And, you know, and then a lot of the people that you dealt with, it used to be the reptile industry, and don't take this the wrong way, anybody that's listening, but it used to be the domain basically of rednecks, bikers, strippers, and you know, a lot of metal.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I mean, we're still a counterculture industry for the most part. Maybe not the industry side, but like the people that buy stuff. But it was back then. It was much more. It was strange, dude. It was. And I since I've been here for the whole thing pretty much unbroken, I didn't really notice the change that much. But then when I talk to other guys that have been out there for a long time that then decide, you know, recently they're going to get back in, they're like, man, it's so different. You know, people expect pictures and I don't know how to talk to these people. And I'm like, you know, you send them a picture and they want it from 3 or 4 different angles, you know, the same damn thing. And it's like, so to them, that's very alien. But if you've been in it the whole time, you've seen it change and turn, you know, go that direction. Plus, you got to be able to embrace technology.
Well, yeah, you have to, right? Like it used to be where you put a picture of a snake on the BOI or the, you know, king snake, and that snake would sell, you know, right away. Okay, especially if it's cool. Yep. Now you can't. You won't be successful unless you're firing on all cylinders. With reading, with social media, with you know, with lives, with you know, and you have to be on the ball all the time, okay? And I think that it's very interesting that you know, the ball python game was considered you know, get rich quick. There's no other industry where you can make this amount of money off, you know, initial investments, and it went to. There's so many people doing it now that will work, you know, fucking 20 hours a day and will work, you know, 7 days a week. And if you're not firing on all cylinders all the time now, I don't think you have a shot in making this full time, you know?
I mean, I think some of that is, you know, sort of caused by jumping into these giant competitive pools. Like if you look at what we do, we don't do anything other than bearded dragons. And that's because Heather particularly has been sitting on the top of the food chain. You know, she's one of the most recognized dragon breeders, like probably in the US.
Right.
And so she's got 25 years or so into that. She's known for, so because of that, we don't have a problem selling bearded dragons. But if I tried to jump into crested geckos or ball pythons, you know, at that point, you're just in a sea of those species. So then, you know, then marketing really matters in there and all that stuff. But I always kind of look at the landscape and go, okay. So at this point though, you know, I bred hundreds of species. I don't even know how many anymore. Like I have dabbled off and on. I will take on multiple projects at a time. And then once I get them, you know, firing on all cylinders and I'm producing the hell out of them, then I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. And I sell it all off and go to the next thing.
Right.
So I've done that my entire 40 years pretty much. So it's kind of hamstrung me in some regards. You know, right when I get it making money, then I'm just like, I'm bored with this. Fuck this. I'm out. And so, but that also has given me resilience because I can easily go in and out of projects, work things when they're hot. When they're not, then I can move on to something else. And that's kind of how I operate. I've always operated. Heather's kind of put the brakes on that a little bit because she's more of a, you know, I'm going to get this project. I'm going to be the best that you can possibly be with this. And so that's what we're currently doing with the blue tongues and the dragons. And I'm going to try to put my ADD away and just focus on, you know, just be happy trying to make the best blood pythons and tokay geckos that I can do.
Right.
But I tend to look at the landscape and go, okay, well, there's nobody doing this right now. So, or very few, and it's a wide open. So I'll just go do that. And I've done that with frogs and different lizards and excuse me, things that are fast that I can get projects going quick. And that's given me resiliency, and it's also made sure that I can always pay the bills. Because if we have a bad year, I have ways
right. That's the whole thing. I mean, a lot of these guys, one bad year could kill you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of the ball python people now, especially. They're basically like one personal problem away from not being able to do this anymore, right?
Yeah, no, and it is a tough fucking business to do full time. I'm not gonna lie. There have been plenty of times where I had nothing in the bank, didn't know how I was gonna eat, and that's happened. I mean, I've had times where everything was really good, and I've had times where I'm sitting there looking at it going, how the fuck am I gonna pull this off? Somehow I've managed to do that the entire time, but I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have made way more money working at Home Depot than I have doing this. But then I would have to sacrifice my personal freedom and all that, and that's the most important thing to me. So,
well, I mean, that's a huge thing, right? Is when it starts feeling like a job, that's when it starts getting a little bit like I may not necessarily want to do this anymore.
And I've had those thoughts too. I'm burned out, and I've had things fail, and then I'm just like, fuck, man, and my life would be easier if I just went and clocked in somewhere and didn't have all this shit hanging over me. But I wouldn't trade this for anything. I've had a good run already. I don't know how much more I got in me. Maybe I got another 20, 30 years. Maybe I don't, but I will do this until they bury me.
No, that's fucking awesome, man. Do me a favor, Ron. Hold on 1 second. We just got to pay a couple of bills here, okay?
Yep.
Just so everybody knows, the best run local show circuit in the country, Herps, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana. They go all over the place. They're going to be in Taylor, Texas on February 14th and 15th. That's Valentine's Day weekend. They're going to be in Corpus Christi, Texas on February 21st and 22nd. They're going to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on February 28th and March 1st. They're going to be in Bryan College Station on March 7th and 8th. They're going to be back in Louisiana on March 28th and 29th. They're going to be fucking Slidell, Louisiana, April 11th, April 12th. Abilene, Texas on April 18th and 19th. And they're going to be in Belton, Texas on April 25th and 26th. Listen, drop Sean and Lori an email. Let them know that they're doing a great job. I mean, they really run a professional gig there. I go down probably once a year for them. I haven't been down in about 2 years now since COVID. But I will be back in Texas, hopefully this year, if not early next year, for the Conroe show. So everybody, go to herpshow.net. Tell Sean and Lori what a great job they're doing. And, take it from there. Let them know that the Fat Man Nation sent you. So, Ron, what do you do that doesn't involve animals? Like what's something that you have a hobby of and you're like, oh, I really like this, and it has no animals involved in it at all?
I'm a hardcore PC gamer. I play a lot. I've been playing World of Warcraft for like 20 years.
Oh shit, you're a fucking World of Warcraft fucking nerd?
Yeah, Diablo, World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I was just thinking about getting back into that.
No shit.
Picking up a PlayStation and trying to, see what I could do. You mainly PC or are you console?
I used to buy every fucking console that came out, but nowadays it's too expensive, so I just have the PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what keeps me sane. And that's how I basically spend the winter doing that. Because what our life is pretty seasonal, so we have like 4 or 5 months where there's not a fuck of a lot to do.
Right.
And I generally do this. I'm also a big metal nerd. That's why there's fucking bolt thrower back there and some other shit. So I spend a lot of time. Those are the three things, and I've pretty much always done those three things. I've been a gamer, a herper, and a metalhead for my entire life. I
see you rocking a Cannibal Corpse hoodie.
Yeah.
Those dudes are like 60 years old now, right?
Yeah.
So fucking,
dude, I'm in Florida, man. This is the death metal capital of the world. So
I know. The thing is that so many great bands have come out of Florida.
Yeah.
Alabama, that whole southern region of the U.S. I remember going down there. I used to be in a band, and we toured through Alabama and Florida, and it was always fun. Going down there. It was always a party. It was always something. Let me tell you something. Like rednecks, so much fun to hang out with. So much fun, right? I fucking love, man. Now my girlfriend is actually from Florida. She lives in Port St. Lucie. How far is that from Orlando?
It's about an hour and a half.
Okay. See, I'm Florida stupid, because she tells me about like Bonifay and places like that, where I'm like, I never even heard of some of these places, but like, and I'm 52 years old, man, and I've never heard of like Ty Park's place in Punta Gorda.
Yeah,
right? Like I never even heard of that. Okay, so but I'll be going down to Florida this year too. It's a little bit more difficult for me to get down there these days, but we'll definitely be. I play all the sponsors' songs on a banjo. That's what I do. That's what I do down there. Yeah. Now, overall, does Heather do this full time as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's been doing like 20 some years.
So you guys are just a fucking full-time couple.
Yep.
I mean, you know how many people would fucking kill to be you guys right now, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely very much aware that I'm very lucky. So,
what are some of the things about the hobby that you absolutely just do not like these days?
Actually, I can't think of anything that I really dislike. I mean, there's some annoyances, there's this thing where, you have these fucking Facebook groups where they have these people that think there's only one way to do something and that their way is the only way. And they're the self-imposed fucking expert. And man, nobody knows shit. This thing is totally, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, everything's up for grabs and nothing is ever good enough. So I'm personally always looking for better ways to do shit. I do not think that we have reached some sort of, unassailable pinnacle of this. I think we're still in the fucking infancy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And so that's annoying. I don't hate it. It's just, it is what it is. That kind of shit, just a little bit. And then, for a while there, honestly, it was boring to go to reptile shows where you would just walk down aisles and aisles and aisles of fucking brown ball pythons. And I was like, at some point, guys, you guys can't be doing good. You might want to rethink some of this. But it has changed. I've seen a lot of this, and when I say that, I'm talking about like guys that I know that have a long history in this, that did a lot of other things prior to the ball python boom, that basically stopped doing everything cool that they were doing to just focus 100% on ball python. So a lot of species damn near disappeared.
Right.
Ring pythons and water pythons and all these different species that were well represented prior to 1999 almost fucking vanished overnight because everybody quit. Now I'm guilty of that as well. I quit doing a lot of the lizard species that I did to focus on dragons for a while, because if you do this for a living, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But once we started getting into like 2017, 2018, 2019, you could see that there were just too much of it was the saturation was really beginning. But there will always be an enormous market for ball pythons. There should always be plenty of room for everybody that wants to be in it to at least make a side hustle money, if not,
Right. At the very minimum, they could do that.
And they are the biggest herpetocultural success story that we have. If it wasn't for ball pythons, this thing would not be what it is today. That's
not at all. And ball pythons are kind of like the gateway drug, right? It's like somebody will get
they're one of them. Yeah.
And then they'll go into chondros, and then they'll go into more species. Like I love guys like Mike Stefani, right? Who do all these big natural enclosures and do things like that. And don't get me wrong, I stuck snakes in a rack for years. Okay. I don't necessarily know if that's the way I would do it if I was to get back into keeping more of these animals. But I would definitely, be calling Uncle Mike, asking him, what ways to set up certain cages for different monitors that I would get. The problem is being in New York, you don't want to,
I know.
You can't really get what you want to get.
I know.
We have a 6-foot rule here.
Yep.
We have, just a bunch of shit. It gets so cold here, right? And I just don't have a room in my house that I could keep at 85 all the time. Just because the winters here are so brutal, and so I don't really do that, but I'm definitely getting back into like the smaller lizards, like the frilled dragons. Like I had 5 or 8 of them in the late 90s, and I just loved those guys, right?
Yeah.
They're the greatest thing because they'll be running on 2 legs on the rug, and then they hit the tile, all right, and they just are running nowhere, right?
Yeah.
They're just like running in place. I used to love watching them do that. So now, are you you're doing bloods, and bloods I think have been making their way back up for the last couple of years. Bloods and Borneos and short tails and things like that.
Yeah, like I said, it's just a small thing that I'll probably cap it out at like 40 or 50 adults.
Right.
So it's not something I'm going to have hundreds of or anything, but yeah, that's just, again, I'm looking for things that I like that I can use to just pad our income a little bit up against the blue tongues, but the blue tongues will be our primary income source. So I don't need to have a million of anything anymore. And, I really like Borneo. I like just regular too, not even morph Borneos and bloods. Some of the line bred, just really nice examples of wild types that people do now are fucking amazing.
Right.
So, but I have some morphs, and I've got just a small group, and I'm just going to add to it as I do shows and see something that's cool. I'm just going to add to it that way. But yeah, that's just a personal thing that I've started them off and on over the years. Because it's always been like one of those things. Those and Sanzinia are 2 of the things that I always.
Sanzinia is so great. Yeah.
And I just never got around to it. So.
Yeah, no, I get that. How many shows do you do a year?
We do the 2 Tinleys in the March and October, and then we do Daytona, and then we do some random of the larger local shows that we can drive to back and forth. So basically anything that's within 2-hour drive each way. So we just drive up, drive back same day. And so we do those. But yeah, our big ones really are Tinley and Daytona.
And when you do Tinley, do you drive?
Yeah, we drive.
Oh, what is that? 14 hours?
No, it's more like 22.
Oh,
I mean on paper, it says it's, like 18 hours, but it always takes us 22 to 24 between stops and bullshit. And then usually by 11 or 12 o'clock at night, we're both too tired. So we end up crashing somewhere and then
making it a 2-day trip.
Yeah, it ends up being a 2-day.
Yeah.
But we did have it set up because one of my good friends is a guy named John Carlson who's been in the industry forever, and he lived right there. And so we had a second version of our show set up at his house, and then we would fly up, he would pick us up, and then we would, we could just fly back and forth. And it was nice, but he moved to Indiana, and that kind of put me into that. So
that's how we used to handle Tinley's. We had a friend there that we would just ship a set up to and just let them hold on to it, and then we'd ship the animals out and we would just fly. Yeah, because I think it's like 17 from here to Tinley, and I could have did that when I was 23, 25. I'm not doing that shit at 45 and 47 and shit like that. There's enough shit that'll just fucking kill you. It's bad enough that once you hit a certain age, like you could just get up and something fucking snaps inside you. Right? Yeah, dude, but like every morning, even with one leg, right? I'll sit on the bed for 20 minutes when I wake up, and I'll just wonder, like, what's gonna crack when my foot hits the floor, right? And sometimes it's normal, sometimes it's like my ankle will crack or my knee will crack, and I'm like, that's okay, right? But some days, like my shoulder will fucking crack, or my eyebrow will crack when I get up, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened there? So I'm not gonna make a 22-hour drive. No,
it's brutal, man.
I'm gonna fly somewhere.
I'm 57 now, and I can do it for about 16, and then Heather's got to take over. That's the extent of what I can do.
Oh, dude,
I'm just like fucking exhausted. And
we go up to the CRBE show every year because we do a bunch of live broadcasts from there. And Canada's only about 8 hours away.
Yeah.
And like 2 hours into the fucking trip, I'm like, my ass is killing me. I'm like, why is my ass hurting? My leg hurts. My fucking and that's just 8 hours. We used to be on a tour bus for 15 hours a day, So I definitely if I'm going anywhere these days, I'm flying. I'm not driving, Well, we go 4 hours to Pennsylvania, and even that's like, oh, this is fucking sucking the will to live right out of me.
Dude, I'm with you, man. I hate driving now. I do everything I can not to leave the house. I live in a place where if you try to leave the house between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then anytime after 4 p.m. to about 7 p.m., it's fucking absolute parking lot from hell. Yeah, like you can't get it. They built this up so quickly, so much that it's just unreal, dude. So at those hours, I am not fucking leaving the house. I will wait until 9 a.m. if I have to do something in the morning. Yep. Everything fucking waiting until that traffic dies down, or I am not going out in that shit.
Well, the problem is that there's just people everywhere, right? Yeah. Like I went to Niagara Falls, right? Like 10 years ago for the first time. And I was like, man, I'm gonna be the only one there at the falls. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be able to do whatever I want. When I get to those falls, I'm gonna be able to take these cool pictures. I'm gonna be able to go down into the caverns. Dude, there's like 25,000 people there. All right, when I went. And so I was like, so we took a helicopter ride around the thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, we'll be in a helicopter. At least we'll be alone. There was 12 people in the fucking helicopter, right? You couldn't even do any cool shit, So literally, I hate people. So the reason that I want to move to Tennessee is hopefully have less people there, and then have the possibility of seeing a Bigfoot in my backyard. If I could do that, I'll be thrilled to death. Okay, all right. And the cool thing now is that I only have one leg. If I do see the Bigfoot might kill me. But I'm like, hey, there's no better way to go out, right? Than getting killed by a Bigfoot.
Dude, I was totally into that for a long time, man. I have read everything that and watched all the documentaries and all that. And I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's logically it's possible that the Pacific Northwest could have a large primate that's been so secretive, especially if you look at some of the discoveries in Africa with some of the gorillas there.
Right.
Where they had large colonies of them, like right near a major highway. Nobody fucking knew they were there.
Yeah.
And the Beely apes and stuff like that. Hey, Chris, can I have like 2 minutes? I drank a big coffee, man, and I gotta take a piss.
I understand.
I'll be right back.
I get it. Okay. It's like, even these days, fucking when I gotta pee, there ain't no fucking around. Like I gotta pee. All right. I used to go to college with a guy where it would be like 8:30 in the morning, and he would be like, he would just be like, yeah, I really got to take a shit, but I'm not going to shit in the college bathrooms. I'm just going to wait till I go home. And I was just like, dude, how do you even do that? Like there's no way. Like if I got to take a shit or a piss at 7:00, if I'm not in a bathroom at 7:01, there's going to be a problem. Okay. So luckily that didn't hit me all at once when I became old. Okay. In the meantime, what did Shauna Corn say? Oh, such a cute dog. I didn't even see a dog. Did a dog go by Ron's thing? Yeah. You handled that quick for a 57-year-old.
Dude, this is my gaming room, and there's a fucking bathroom like 3 feet away.
Right. Dude, so, I get it. I totally get it, man.
That is the bulldog over there sleeping.
Well, now I see him. Yeah, I used to have an English bulldog named Regis. And I only named him Regis so that he was just a shithead of a dog, right? Like we paid like $4,000 for him from a breeder in Hungary. Right. So we had to buy him like a $1,500 plane ticket to just get him here, right? Jesus. And then I lived in Colorado at the time, and Denver was about 4 hours from me. I didn't even feel like going to the airport because 4 hours, even back then, was a long drive. Yeah. So I would just pay a dude to go get him, right? And then, he brought the dog home. Dog was cute as fuck when they're young, when they're, 6 months old. And that dog came into my room, looked at me, and just shit on the floor, right? And smiled, right? Well, and he just smiled. Like if he could have, if he had a finger to give me, he could have, right? And finally, I was just like, this is too much. This dog is too much. I gave him to my cousin in Oregon, and basically what happened was, the thing grew up to a cool as fuck dog, right? Yeah. And I was like, God damn it, I just gave away a cool as fuck dog. So I'm thinking about getting a dog again now, but I'm thinking I need like an Alaskan Husky because I'm in a wheelchair now, right? So I need a dog that could fucking pull me like I'm doing the Iditarod, all right, like every fucking week. And, if I could do that, like a bulldog is not going to pull me, No. I mean, the bulldog, it just, you look at them, they have trouble breathing. It's like they work with asbestos their whole life. They're just like fucking.
That thing is an Alapaha blue blood bulldog. So it's a boxer American bulldog cross, I believe. I think I got that right. I don't know. It was a Christmas gift 2 years ago, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. It launches itself in the air and cannonballs you at, high speed, and sent me flying a few times, sent Heather flying a few times. She's great. I can't imagine not having her around. And she's pretty much wherever I'm at, she's always there. But
that's the whole thing. I need like a friend. I need a friend that I could talk to while nobody's here, and just
Huskies are good for that.
Yeah. But we'll see. Who the fuck knows? There's so many things I want to get, but I think I'm going to wait till I'm in Tennessee to get certain things.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the big monitors that I do want to get again. There's no way I'm going to have a monitor in a 2-bedroom apartment, in New York. Yeah. There's just no way. Yeah. So now, what do you have? Like your Instagram, are you are you the guy doing your Instagram, or is Heather doing all of your
It depends on it. No, it depends if it's in my name. If it's my Instagram, then then I do all that. And my Facebook, she does the fairy tale dragons one, and the that was her business before her and I even got together. And when we did, I was like, you're actually like legit, and I'm just a fucking mess. So your shit is on point, and she does everything, and
sometimes that's what it takes, right? It takes somebody to come in and be like, this is the way we should be doing things.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, she's like, I would not be in as good a position as I am today if it wasn't for all the shit that she does, because she does it all right. Like I said, not cut out to run a business, not cut out to be on the front end of things. I'm good with like herpers, but not to the general public. And a lot of the customers you have at shows now, they're general public. They're not used to, a bunch of tattooed metalhead fucking peep guys that swear all the time. And, they want a proper, like they're, a proper business experience. And they're not going to get that from me. I'm like, fuck you, buy this thing. If not, get out of here.
Yeah. If not, go to fuck. Right. People used to write me, and I used to put up like 5 pictures of a snake on Morph Market, and they'd write me and be like, "Can I have just 2 more pictures of that thing?" And I would just write them back one word and be like, "No." Right. And just fucking right. And then they'd be like, "Yo, I didn't think that you were such a dick that you would just fucking." I'm just like, "Fuck you, man." It's seriously like I miss the days of the bikers and the tattoo guys, and the guys wearing sports jackets and shit. You're just like, what the fuck is this? But you could really never make the assumption that somebody is wrong for an animal, right? Because I remember, man, one time we had like this homeless lady come over, and she was looking at like a $900 snake, and I was like, I'm gonna still be nice to her, but there's no way this chick is gonna buy. I mean, this homeless person whipped out $1,000, and she was just like, "Here, fucking take it." That's the one thing I do like about this hobby. The one thing I hate about the hobby is, man, we have some fucking fat women coming into this fucking thing dressing like they should not be dressing. Okay, because if you ever go to a Daytona and you see these green-haired fatties with the crop tops and the fucking shirts on, I mean, that's to a point where I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna sell anything to that one. Okay, can't do it. All right, can't do it, because you gotta just be like, listen, this does not look good on you. Okay, all right, keep your hair brown. All right, wear a long shirt, you'll be okay. All right, so that's the one thing I don't like about the hobby. But we do got like some really good looking women in the hobby now, way better looking than like the 80s, right? The 80s, you just looked at a girl and you were like, man, you got some type of venereal disease. You're collecting. There is no way I'm even getting with you, So yeah, no, I get it. Okay, I get it. But then there's there's these more business focused guys like Justin. When I was growing up, like nobody looked like Justin that was into reptiles, like literally nobody looked like him.
Right.
And, he came in and basically he fucking showed everybody up and did it right. But, at the same time, you're like, I miss the dirtiness of it sometimes, of the hobby. Just like if you go to Times Square, like I don't want to see the Disney store in Times Square. I want to see the porno shops. I want to see the kung fu shops. They used to have 13 kung fu shops in a row and dudes outside with nunchucks, right? Like all the time, just telling you to come into the kung fu shop, right? And I'm just like, I miss that Times Square. You go now and there's a Starbucks and a Disney store, and you're just like, I kind of miss the dirtiness.
Yeah, I don't like that corporate shit at all. I fucking hate that stuff. I like I prefer to like go to mom and pop places for stuff that I want. I do my best to cut all those fucking big corporations out of everything that we do.
Right.
I only buy shit from them when I absolutely have to. But yeah, I hate that whole fake fucking clean bullshit that they put on.
Oh, like Vegas. Well, like you went to if you've ever been to Vegas in the 90s, then it was dirty. But Vegas in the 60s was even dirtier. Like they cleaned it up by the 90s. But nowadays you go to Vegas and it's like fucking $400 for a buffet for two people.
Yeah.
You know, and they're pricing everybody out. So that's the way this thing has really become. Now,
go
ahead.
I was just gonna say what it is dirty is real and sterile is fake.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I don't want to be on Fremont Street and look up and see like a movie like Top Gun. You know, they're playing the fucking Top Gun on the screens on fucking free, and you're like, what the fuck is this all about? Yeah, definitely don't like it. All right, I'm definitely me and Mike Stefani have talked about this many times. Okay, so we definitely miss the dirtiness of everything. But the corporate guys really could do a lot for the mid-level to lower level ball python people right now in this country. Like all Chewy has to do is put a ball python on their homepage, and the lives will change of every small to mid-level ball python breeder in America. You know?
Yeah, no, that is 100% true. I mean, at the end of the day, it we all do benefit from it in some way. Some of them. There are some of them though that I just will not, for a variety of reasons. Big corporations that I absolutely will not fucking. I do everything I can to make sure that at least in my end they don't get a fucking dime.
Yeah. No, I try to do the same thing, but sometimes you have to do it, right? Like fucking, and you might know a little bit about this because you're a computer gamer. But the fucking price of RAM right now, okay, is through the roof. All right, it went from like $200 3 months ago to $1,500 today.
Yeah, you know why that's happening, right?
Yeah, because they're taking all the RAM and they'd rather sell
AI bullshit
in bigger quantities to the AI data centers popping up around the country.
Well, there's another thing going on too, where they're actually buying up even the shit they don't need because they're planning eventually. And I just read a report on this that they basically don't want you to be able to build your own PCs anymore or buy them.
They want you to use cloud.
Yeah. They can kiss my ass. I'll be a cold day in fucking hell before I'll do that.
Yeah. Having a PC is going to be a luxury in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know,
they're working at it. And all it is these motherfuckers have figured out that they just need to come between you and the product. And they have their little fucking toll booths all over the place. All these billionaires have made their money on these fucking toll booths. That ain't capitalism, man. That's fucking bullshit is what that is.
I agree with you.
I fucking hate that.
I agree with
what I'm talking about when I said there's a bunch of them that I keep track of all that. I watch all the PC reports that come out and stuff. And it's fucking infuriating. I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. And I really hope this AI thing just fucking blows up in their face. Because that's the last thing that any of us need. That will not be good for all of us.
No, not at all. Not at all. I was actually looking the other day. I got like 256 gigs of RAM in my main PC here, and I'm like, man, I could sell half of my RAM and have like $4,000 in my pocket. You know,
it's fucking stupid, man.
It's just so ridiculous. And now the problem is with video cards, because of the RAM that's on there, the video cards are going up too, right? So, but like NVIDIA made like $1 trillion last year. Yeah. Like just shut the fuck up and give us our RAM for 2
right. How much? When is enough?
Yeah, it's just fucking insanity.
Yeah.
It's what are you gonna do? For a time there was like a lot of DJI equipment was coming in, and I remember I paid like $500 for my Osmo, right? I was like, let me pick up another Osmo because it's a cool little camera that I would probably use. And I looked again and it was like $1,100 for that same fucking Osmo. And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
This is getting to be a little bit too much. And normally, I could see myself being a corporate fan because of the money that they do make, but I'm not making that money. So fuck them, fuck these people.
No, it ain't none of us making it.
No, I'm just exhausted with it. So now overall, what's the 5-year plan? Is the 5-year plan just to keep doing what you're doing? Is the 5-year plan to move and expand, or what's going to go on with
no? So we will not hire a single employee. So we only keep this to the level that the two of us can manage. So once it starts to exceed a certain level where we're starting to feel the pressure of, okay, we've hit our limit as to what we can handle, then we dial it back a little bit to get it back to so we're constantly in a state of, dialing up, dialing it down. We're not trying to, we're just trying to make a decent living.
Right.
We're not trying to turn this into, a business and with all, of that size where then you start, because everything you add just makes things more complicated and less fun.
Right.
So the goal is to always make sure we can pay all our bills, have some left over to do some fun shit, but that's all we're trying to do. So we pretty much feel like we're about at the limit with the blue tongues, which is a few hundred. And then I can handle probably 50 bloods and like 25, 35 tokays or something like that.
Right.
And that we can generate, enough income off of that we can live well. And that's all we need. So actually her and we currently rent this big ass fucking house from a buddy of mine. And what we eventually want to do, which probably won't happen for at least 5 years, is to buy a small house on like 5 acres again somewhere,
right.
with a big ass building in the back.
Right.
So we don't give a shit about the size of the house as much as we want the building.
Right. I gotcha.
So yeah. So that's kind of what our loose plans are, but you never know. You don't know what the economy is going to look like. Right now, we're in the same boat with all the millennials where the fucking housing prices are just stupid. You can't afford it.
Yep.
So we're kind of floating in that. So it was kind of funny, man. I owned my house outright. I owned the property. I get divorced. I gave my ex-wife the house with everything, and that was willing because I wanted to make sure she was taken care of.
Right.
And I jumped back into the fray of, of what all the millennials are having to deal with and Gen Zs and shit, where this is a fucking disaster economy for them.
You don't want to pay $800,000 for 1,100 square foot house.
Exactly.
I get it. Okay.
We're kind of doing that, but Heather's really good at this kind of shit. So eventually she'll figure out what we need to do and how to do it. But yeah, we both watch a lot of tiny house shit. And we're like, that's fucking cool. The tiny house thing.
Never. Oh, it's so small. It's so small. I mean, I look at a lot of the houses that are built, the trailer, the trailers that hold the trucks.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and I'm just like, man, there's just no room. Yeah, they stick up 7 of them, and I'm like, there's still no room in that fucking house, right?
Yeah, sea container houses.
The containers, yeah. I was just like, fuck this. Now, when's the next show you're doing? Is that going to be March Tinley?
Yeah, March Tinley. We had one in Tampa next week, but we don't have enough stuff for it, so we're not going to do it.
Right.
But yeah, so it'll be March. We'll have some good stuff for that. A lot of blue tongues and maybe some dragons and just some odds and ends stuff that's around. March is kind of a light show for us, but we usually have a good selection of blue tongues.
Right. Okay.
But everything else is a little light. then October is our show where we really have a lot more stuff and big spread. So
how many tables do you normally do with?
We just do 2.
Just 2. Okay.
Yeah. And actually that's a recent thing for us, because normally we've always just done 1.
Right.
Like I said, man, this is all about maximizing and being extremely efficient. That's our whole thing is efficiency. And that's why with just the 2 of us doing everything, I mean, occasionally I run into something where I have like a big project that has to be done fast, and I'll get another herper friend of mine who will pay him to come out and do some work for a day or 2 or whatever. So we have that option. But for the most part, yeah, we take it to the limit, and then it's all about being as efficient as possible with everything. So what we pay for the feeders, how we get them, all that stuff is, and Heather has it all down. Like I said, too, she has spreadsheets on practically everything,
It's the way to do it.
Yeah. She's very business minded. She was, involved in the jewelry industry for a long time. So, she used to all that stuff. Whereas me, I'm just a fucking dumbass that breeds reptiles. So
I get it. Get it. Okay. Well, we need the women. Like every measurable metric on the planet shows that they're smarter than us, right?
Oh,
so
100%.
Let's just fucking just follow the woman. I got no problem. Especially, getting older, Like in my 40s, I used to be like, fuck that, I'm the man, In my 50s, I'm like, fuck that, you take care of it. You just fucking do your thing, okay? All right. Just leave me the fuck alone, all right? And we're good to go. All right.
Yes.
Ron, how could people get in touch with you?
The easiest way would be to contact us on either Facebook or Instagram under Fairy Tale Dragons. And that's tail with a TAIL. There's a bunch of other fairy tales out there. So, but Fairy Tale Dragons, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram also as Ron St. Pierre. And I have that picture that you used. That's my icon on both of those. So if you see the bald fuck with the albino knoll on his shoulder, that's me.
Well, and last question. What do you want it to say on your gravestone?
Never thought about that. It's better to reign in hell than serve in heaven.
That's what I'm saying. Right? You're on the Kerry King mentality. Yeah, no, that's fucking cool.
He's a friend of mine. I know, I've known him for a long time. But yeah.
Well, he owns Psychotic Exotics, right? And fucking Todd just died.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was fucked up, man. Todd was a good friend of mine while I was out in California. I never met Kerry, but Todd did a lot of work with him. So that was very cool. But Ron, thank you so much for doing this with me. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
What I would love to do, I do a series on my Patreon called Storytellers, and it's where I get all the old school guys to tell like a story or two back from when the hobby was just kind of emerging. Right. And we've had on like we've had on McCurley, we've had on Amir, we've had on a lot of the Florida guys. We had Mike Stefani on, Ken Masick, a lot of the old school guys. So I would love to have you back for that. It's just it's just audio, okay, and it's just like an actual podcast, so it's actually fun. But it's definitely like a fun little walk down memory lane, where we could hopefully teach some of the newer, younger people what the hobby used to be like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So I would love to have you back on that, man.
Yeah, Chris, seriously, anytime you want me back on, dude, just send me a message. I'll be here. Doesn't matter what it is, anytime.
fucking thank you, Ron. I appreciate you. Everybody in the chat appreciates you. And you know, that's it. I will touch base with you in a couple of days, let you know how the numbers went on this and everything else. And we will go from there.
Hey, one quick thing.
Yeah.
She asked, one of the chatters asked about why I got rid of the monitors, because I had a huge monitor thing. It's a simple thing. It was, we were staring down the barrel of a full Varanus ban, and I had investors involved in a lot of that, and I didn't want them to lose all their money.
Right.
So I got rid of every single monitor here. And I have a few lace, but I'm probably, I don't know. I'm not going to pursue it beyond just a couple lace. I don't think ever again, because it's still up in the air here.
Well, I know that you guys had a problem with the tree monitors for a while, right?
Yeah,
the blue tree monitors, the yellow tree monitors.
I keep hearing though that they're planning on they're looking at Varanus. It's probably just going to be water monitors, but I have no faith in the state, so I never know what they're going to do.
Okay.
All right.
No, keep with them blue tongues, man. Keep with that's the shit right there.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah, keep with the blue tongues.
We're gambling our whole future on that one, man.
Yep. So. That's fucking great, man. Thank you again, Ron. I appreciate you, man.
Yep.
All right, brother. Everybody, Ron St. Pierre, go follow him right now. Okay, go hook up Ron. Make shit happen. All right. Thanks again, Ron. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right, brother. Man. Fucking how cool is that motherfucker right there, huh? All right, Christ. Listen, everybody, sea serpents racks. You know better than this. I mean, we had 10 or 12 sea serpent racks before Chris even considered being a sponsor to this show, and we had about 12 racks and 2 of the 4-foot incubators over at Eyeballs, 2 or 3. I still may have some in that closet over there. Sea serpents racks really, they're the best quality PVC racks that you could get, the best quality PVC incubators that you could get. Go check them out. Again, everybody, Deeds Not Words, Operation Deeds Not Words 2, starting today. Go on to thefatmannation.com, click on Support Disabled Vets, and pick yourself up a badass t-shirt. We would appreciate it. Take a picture, tag in it. We'll put you all over our socials. Again, helping out disabled vets and first responders is a personal mission to me, and I really need your guys' help this year doing hitting that $10,000 mark. So I love all you guys. We'll be back next week with a Hot Girl show on Hot Girl Sunday. Yeah, we'll be good to go. I mean, we're killing it. We got a lot of shit going on this year. We're also bringing back my one black friend, okay, with a brand new black guy, okay? That's all I'm saying, all right? And this black guy may or may not be Clarence from More For Us Exotics. So do me a favor, all right? Fucking check out me and Clarence from More For Us on new episodes of my one black friend and my one white friend. Also, me and a photographer buddy are setting up a show where we're going to show everybody how to do the right kind of camera equipment, do the right kind of video equipment for all your reels and your YouTube videos. We're going to be explaining a lot and doing a lot of reviews on different camera equipment then. I'll also be doing probably weekly rants starting in February. And piss off a lot of people with the weekly rants, but I don't give a fuck. Okay. One of the big breeders that I wasn't talking about thought I was talking about him. And I got into a little bit of a problem this week. So I had to make sure that he knew I wasn't talking about him. I'm talking about these fucking mid-level breeders that are telling you that you could get $20,000 back depending on if you buy into their latest pump and dump scheme. All right. Justin, Bob, fucking Limey, Ozzy, They never once in the 30 years that I've been doing this said to me, you'll be able to double your money if you buy this snake. Okay. A lot of these new people, all right, a lot of these new people who are just coming in, been in the hobby less than 5 years, giving you financial advice on pump and dumps that are going to be $10,000 this week and then $300 next year. So listen, just do your research before you fucking spend $10,000 on a fucking snake, okay? I'm not saying that people can't make money with ball pythons anymore. What I am saying is don't be a fucking moron and don't mortgage the house payment on a ball python purchase for your business when it hasn't even become a business yet. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So everybody, everybody's telling me I'm being all negative on the hobby. Go fuck yourself. All right. I'm just trying to warn people into getting into projects that they may not be able to handle or they didn't think all the way through. Don't fall for the pump and dumps. Guys, I will see you in 2 weeks. We're going to have an open Zoom call for reptile keepers probably next week. And again, we'll be back next week with Hot Girl Sunday, Fat Man Live. So I will talk to you again. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. I appreciate you guys. Go check out thefatmannation.com. Click on the Operation Deeds Not Words Support Disabled Vets tab and pick yourself up a shirt.